Hello, everyone. Good evening. Once again, we are back with a live session of MentorKart. And today, our special guest is Saurabh Dayal, co founder of ClearDekho.com. As many of you might be aware of, but let me just tell you about ClearDekho. They are India's leading budget eyewear brand with 55 retail stores across the country, and they are focusing on tier 2, 3, and 4 cities and towns, and they have target to cover 75% of India's population. It's huge, 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 huge. And around 5,000 stores they plan to open in coming to time. About Saurabh, he founded ClearDekho 3.5 years back, and he's worked with companies like Paytm, SCL, and Wipro, and he's currently heading the business operations of ClearDekho. So thank you very much, Saurabh, to coming live for this session. And it is nice to be look forward the interaction with you. And I am sure that will be very, very useful for our early stage and the startups in the ecosystem. Most welcome.
Thank you, Ashish ji, for giving me this opportunity, and I look forward to hearing from you, learning from you, and also sharing my lessons and whatever I have done, my experience in this retail sector with everyone.
Sure. Thank you very much. So here is the question I will be taking from audience also, and I've been speaking to a lot of entrepreneurs almost in every show we are doing almost every day, and I've been talking to them offline as well because as you know that MentorKart keep meeting entrepreneurs of the startup ecosystem. So a lot many questions I collected from that experience also, especially for your industry, and I thought I will keep sharing with you. I think so. The people already started joining. So let me just ask you the first question, and everyone is having this first question: is that how do you see the current crisis, and what do you see in this crisis for the entire ecosystem and the business in current scenario? During lockdown is one thing, but it's more of post-COVID era. What we look for from you?
Thank you, Ashish ji, for the question. I think these are unprecedented times. We haven't witnessed something of this before. And
Right.
this coronavirus thing is making headlines across the world, across industries. uh, if I just talk about at world level, I think over 50 countries have been impacted due to this, both in terms of the health of citizens as well as business or economy. Talking about India, I think the supply chain has been has taken a big blow, and it has impacted across industries. Uh, I would predominantly like to speak about the traders community. It has been impacted a lot because of export and imports. Uh, uh, and let me, since I come from Delhi, let me talk about the wholesale markets. We all know that Delhi में Nehru Place है, which is the biggest IT or the tech market, जहाँ से पूरा लैपटॉप का sourcing और procurement होता है. We talk about सदर बाजार, चांदनी चौक, जहाँ
Right.
पे apparels और ये सारे low cost item मिलते हैं. We can talk about गफार market, जहाँ पे पूरा electronics का business वहाँ से handle होता है across India. So these markets have taken a toll because they were predominantly dependent from the Chinese, from the China products.
Correct.
Talking particularly about consumer, uh, talking particularly about few product categories. Let's start with consumer electronics, which would include TV or mobile or laptop. 80% of the components which goes into that comes from China. So we can expect a shortage of these essential consumer goods, as well as price increase. If I talk about pharma, uh, though production of medicines happens in India, but still 70% of the raw material which goes into the making of medicines are coming from China. So there
Right.
will be a huge impact in the pharma industry as well. If I talk about exports, textile is taking a huge toll. because cotton is one of the biggest product which we export outside India, and due to this scenarios, the price of cotton has drastically come down. So we can expect. So there is a mixed feeling. You can expect reduction in the non-essential categories also, and obviously it will impact the Indian economy.
Overall, there is an impact. Yes, we agree, and that's the views of almost every expert or every business person whosoever comes live with us. And as we know that challenging time and tough time always brings something innovative, right? And where the people get time to think, rethink, reevaluate themselves, and see, find the innovative ways of doing business. At times when we are busy, we generally become sometime business as usual, and we forget innovation in our business processes. And these time comes in. So in your industry, I would like to know from the this time, what are the kind of innovation or invention you will see, or you predict, or you forecast to see, the way we are doing business today in retail and e-commerce, and tomorrow what may change, what will be a new innovation in this area?
I think innovation is must. That is for sure. And one major thing which I intend to see is diversification into the essential product category.
Hmm.
So just to give an example, I was hearing that Zomato has started grocery. A lot of pharma companies have started grocery, and grocery companies have started pharma, and other e-commerce companies have started pharma plus grocery. So I
Hmm.
think diversification will happen. Uh, Second, there will be a lot of collaboration as compared to the competition. So there will be healthy collaboration between the brands which have complementary product categories. So this is something which I see. Second, I think malls and restaurant business will take a huge hit. So we can expect some innovation from their level, because nobody will be the footfalls at these places will drastically reduce. So we can expect some innovation at their level. uh, One could be, there could be innovative rental models. So
Hmm.
right now फिक्स रेंटल मॉडल होता है कि आपका, अगर आप मॉल की बात करें तो देयर इज अ बहुत जगह फिक्स रेंटल होता है, बहुत जगह प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग होती है. तो देयर कुड बी सम इनोवेशन वेज वेयर ऑल दीज लैंडलॉर्ड्स वुड हैव certain terms with the brands. Maybe कुछ profit sharing model हो, maybe some permutation combination of this. I definitely see this going ahead. If I talk about logistics, I feel there would be some innovation in the logistic thing also, because abhi kya hai ki all the major e-commerce players are solely depending on outsourcing the logistics. But due to
Right.
these times, the logistics price could go high. There could be higher lead time for delivery, so you could see maybe uh, companies या brands खुद ही logistics in house करने लग जाएं थोड़ा बहुत. So there could be a share of outsourcing plus having in-house capabilities in logistics. There could be, if I talk about non-essential product category, so I'm seeing that there would be a price dip in the apparel or the fashion segment.
Right.
So there could be some innovation which will be driven by the brands who are selling fashion things on website. So yeah, so these are the few things which I feel you would see innovation or changes in.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's a good insight in terms of whatever the way we are doing business is going to change for sure, and it may change for forever. That is also critical. Like in terms of, it may not change for temporary reasons, but it may change for forever. Any business model or any way of doing business. Third most important thing comes in the retail and any industry for that. Manpower is super critical. The team is super critical. And when the tough time comes, they have lot of uncertainties in their mind, because other than essential, no retail estate is opening. So my guess is that I'll be sitting at home, right? There might be some work, maybe remotely you guys are giving, but not all the profiles have the remote work to do. especially people who are sitting on a retail store or counter or whatever it is. So in that case scenario, when the people are very uncertain, they are not sure about the things, how they are going, and what will happen to their jobs. There's so much of uncertainty in their mind. At that point of time, how we ensure, how do you recommend to our stage founders that to have the team hold together, and what are the things we one can do? Maybe some suggestion on that area.
I think it's a very valid question, Ashish ji. A lot of entrepreneurs have been asking me, and I've been connected to a lot of founders. And we, as founders at our level, we are discussing what can be done to motivate the team. So I think there are three things which is most important and critical at this point of time. One is you should talk to the employees directly, and you should empathize with them at these times, because there are a lot of insecurities, there are a lot of uh, uh, the time is emotional, the people are suffering, they don't have anything to do. So it is very important that they feel that the employers are with them. So first and foremost, you have to talk to them. You should, as founders or as team leaders or as senior managers, whoever are managing their team, they should pick up the phone and just talk to them ki kaise ho, aapki tabiyat theek hai, how is the family, is there anything we could be of help of. So I think it is very important. One is to talk. Second, I think as an employer, it is our duty to be very transparent uh, to our team. We know times are tough. Many organizations are taking some drastic measures also to control these situations, and they are preparing for the future. So it is very important as employers to not keep them in darkness. We should be very transparent and vocal about what do we plan for the upcoming months in terms of salary cuts or even firing. I've heard many of my fellow founders are on the verge of uh, if not shutting down, but on the verge of removing people from the organizations. So I think
Yeah.
it is very important that you be vocal about it, and not hide it from the team, so that they are also prepared and they can plan for them. So transparency is the second thing. The third most important thing, which I think we as an organization, ClearDekho as an organization, is focusing a lot on employee engagement. So I as a leader of my organization, I ensure that apart from the usual Zoom calls on projects and the research and the training, all these are going. But apart from that, we have a good time. You should engage with them, probably have a team call and just share the learnings, what they have been doing, maybe some jokes, some puzzles, just to keep all of them engaged. It is very important at this point of time when everybody has a lot of time. It is very important that the connection is there with each and every one of them, because all of us are isolated. We are just
Right.
seeing our mom, dad, wife and the kid. But so we should make the best use of the virtual environment, and talk to them, empathize with them, be transparent and engage with them.
Right, and we earlier used to complain that we are not able to see our wife and kid on time, right? So uh, time has been given reverse. I saw somebody sending message saying that, "Dear sir, I am suffering from the leaves. Kindly grant me 2 days work." Kind of messages are floating.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I was saying, yeah, it's very funny things. Anyway, so I have two questions from the audience. One is from Devender and one is from Sudhir. So I'll talk about Sudhir. Let's come back to Devender. Is talking about, he's saying that LASIK surgery is at demand, especially for youngster. Okay.
LASIK.
Yeah, LASIK. Just hold on. So I'm
Okay.
just putting the question on the screen. So
Yeah.
and Saurabh, do you think in future you will collaborate with hospitals to add this into your business portfolio?
To be honest, this is something which would take time for us. I think we have to first understand कि eyesight में दो चीजें होती हैं. One is surgery, which is the LASIK, what my friend just mentioned, and the other is the chashma. LASIK is
Hmm.
something which comes under a high product, a high price game. So कोई भी LASIK 10-15 हजार से कम में नहीं होता है, या 20 हजार से कम में नहीं होता है. if you good hospital and 10,000. Can you see me?
I can see you, but I was losing it. Probably might be some low bandwidth or might be somebody using. So that's the reason I was breaking you.
Okay.
Just check at your end. But yes, so yeah, can you complete the last line? Probably people
Yeah.
had not heard that.
Yeah. So LASIK is something which is expensive, and it ranges 10, 15,000 and above. Chashma is something which we deliver at 500 rupees. So these are completely two different product categories. Customer. So I think we'll take some time before entering into this. I think Indian hospitals and Indian medical departments are doing a tremendous job in this, and we have Shankar Netralay, which has a success rate of over 99.9%, which is
Hmm.
great across the world. So I think there is already enough good infrastructure in place, and we should be selling chashma for the masses at the moment. Thanks for the question.
Okay, so I have one more question from Sudhir. He's himself is saying the question is out of context, so let me answer. He's saying, would like to know your perspective on coronavirus brand crisis because 38% Americans are saying that they will never buy coronavirus as a brand. How to tackle the situation? So it's Corona to take it, right? Either they should change their brand name or whatever it is. I'm saying nothing to add much on this. Yeah. Okay. So coming back to the our this thing, what are your suggestion for early stage founder of a startup, maybe in retail or e-commerce segment? Maybe quick one, couple of them. Quickly we can conclude. Yeah.
So I think first and the most important for those people who were looking for funds, let me tell you that new funding will not happen very soon. Everybody, all the investors community, I was hearing few investors couple of days back, and this was clear from them that few of them are even withdrawing the term sheets. This is what also I've heard, but this
Yeah.
should not be the case. But for I think for next 2 quarters things would be slow from the fundraising point of view. The second most important advice to all the startup entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs who have a lean team, and so it is the right time to take some tough decisions. I know times are tough for everyone, but sustenance is very important. So take the right decision ASAP. You should not delay if you have to take some tough calls. Second, just imagine for next point. Just imagine for next 3 4 months your revenue would be zero. If that is the case, how would you survive? Make a revival plan, make the plan today and start implementing from today itself. Do not wait for the revenue to become zero. All of our revenues are dipping. So make the plan now and start executing. I think one positive suggestion could be to identify some newer problems which could be related to your target customers, and probably little bit of diversification so that you can start generating some money for
Right.
sustenance.
Right.
For someone who has already raised funds, they could go back to their investors, talk to them, tell them that this is the situation, we expect some support from them. So I think we should be very vocal and upfront to our investors that they should be there for our support. And also one last thing is that it is very important to be a leader at this point of time. So we can invest in training and building and engaging with the employees. As I previously mentioned, it is the best time to build the right culture for entrepreneurs. I can assure you that if we have the right team, if we are able to manage them well at this point of time, I'm sure all of them would be much loyal to us future, and employees would be much loyal. This is what I feel. And just innovate,
Right.
just innovate also. I would just
Yeah.
like to
Obviously.
share a line. I was hearing Vani Kola, and she said that at this point of time, she mentioned a very beautiful line. She said that you should replace fear with faith and hope. So all of us, we are facing tough situations, but there will be dawn tomorrow. So let us not lose hope, and we should just replace all our fears with faith and hope.
Absolutely. Actually, when fear happens only when these things are missing. That's the reason. It's a cause of fear. When you miss, when you don't have hope, when you give up, when you think about negativity, or when you think about results which is negative, so then the fear comes in. Okay, so coming to the question again, in terms of one question from audience and one question I'll probably take it from here, is Devinder is asking is yeah, can you share your story on how you got funding? Oh, would you like to do that right away? Maybe you want to share something.
So I
How do you
think
got?
I
Yeah.
think we have raised more than couple of rounds. We started
Yeah.
off with angel funds. So we started off with friends and family. So there was a known person, and then we raised some funds. We started our e-commerce model, and then when we started, we thought of shifting into the retail model. We needed funds, and then uh, we raised funds from venture capitalist. So the thing is very simple. You have to have a great story. You have to have a great team, and you have to have the right connects, and you are just given 5 minutes of time in front of several investors, and you go there. Just be sure of what you want to say, be sure of your team and your business model, and just go there and pitch. And this is what we did, and we were very fortunate enough to raise few rounds. And in fact, in the month of Jan, we have raised 1.5 million also. We'll be doing the press release soon. So yeah.
So yeah, and I know sort of that what kind of things we have achieved, you have achieved at ClearDekho. I would like to add just one more line here, Devinder, that the funding is basically is a result of what you have been delivering. So first stage you pick up the fund at friend family, and after that you are moving based on the result. And when you continue to show the result, the future investor will keep coming to you. The moment you stop showing the result, they will not come to you. It's very simple. So until and unless you are keeping and showing the results that you are acquiring customers, you are giving increasing the revenue, you are increasing into geography, you are scaling it, then everybody will be interested. So every success story you will find all these 4 5 things are happening. And moment you see a unsuccessful story, even after a couple of rounds they shut because something stopped working, right? And that is how it is. Nothing to stop working, it has to keep moving and the funds will keep flowing. That's not a problem. Coming to the question again is that
Oh, I can see a lot of comments right now. I've
yeah,
not been able
I'm just saying that, yeah. Uh,
to.
yeah,
What would be
so
the cost of glasses you're wearing? I think Devinder wants to know. Devinder, we can discuss this offline. Let us
okay,
not reveal the trade secrets.
yeah, these are trade secrets. Okay, how do you see the franchisee business visibility post COVID? That is another question I'll take, and then probably yeah.
I think franchisee business is anyways very tough because you have to fulfill the expectations of your partner. So when we started our franchisee business, as I mentioned, we started off with one store, two stores. Now we are 55 strong stores till date across northern part of India. So it is very important to meet their expectations. It is very important to uh, keep talking to them, because they have given their hard earned money to us, and we fabricate the store and we run the store for them. So our model is FOCO, which is franchisee owned company operated, where the franchisee doesn't have to uh, uh, involve the franchisee doesn't have to be involved in the store operations, and we do everything at our level. So I think it is very important. And during these times post COVID, I feel the investment, people would think twice before investing into a franchisee model, or do any equity investment or any other private investment. They would prefer doing bank investment, debt investments. But from a ClearDekho's perspective, we have a 11-12 lakh investment model, and I think those franchisee business would work, which are at a sweet price point. I
Hmm.
feel, or someone at a very high price point, that would work at a, let's say, 45-50 lakh franchisee would work, where larger investors were not very worried and they have ample money, they would invest. But the people who have a price range of around 20 lakh or 25 lakh, they would take the hit. This is what I feel. uh, so this is the best time to devise a franchisee model. A low cost franchisee model is something which would work at this point of time. So people who are looking to the brands who are looking to expand into retail, they should come up with a low cost model. And yeah, I think pretty much this is the funda which should be post COVID.
Right. So that's it from my side. Let me take if any question you want to take it up. But yes, any question you have, Saurav, you want to ask? Yeah.
Definitely,
Uh,
I think MentorKart is doing a great work in collaborating budding entrepreneurs and people who wish to do something of their own. Because when I started, we didn't have any such platform, and we used to do connections ourselves, go to events and network and go to meetings. So this is something which gives people sitting at home can, I'm sure they are viewing it at home, and I can just tell everyone that if you guys want to do something of your own, this is the best platform uh, to be there. And Ashish Khare sir is very supportive, and you should directly get in touch with him. So Ashish ji, I have a question for you, which is,
yeah.
what I have seen, mentoring and mentorship is highly unorganized at the moment, at this moment, and when I started. So a lot of people keep approaching me on social media. Uh,
Hmm.
Sir, I have an idea. What should we do? In fact, just 5 minutes back, I had a call from one of the entrepreneurs saying he had pitched me a week back and I couldn't respond to him. So I feel for them that मैंने उसका सुना पूरा pitch, but I couldn't get back to them because I have my own things to
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
we have to prioritize things. So the loop is not completing. So I think you should throw some light. What is the way forward, and what are you doing to probably organize this unorganized sector?
Sure, that's what is basically a couple of years when I thought about it, and that the idea was born, right? In terms of if there can be a one platform where all the mentors can be onboarded, and the mentees who want to learn something, who want to become entrepreneur, or who want to do something in their life. So it is not necessary you need to be entrepreneur. You can be a working professional or a student who looking at. So ultimately, you have some goals or some aspirations to achieve, and you want to achieve something in your life, and but there is no one place where people can go. But then I realized that people, what they do currently, and they do a Google search, they talk to people, they see somebody in the event or conference, they approach them, and then that, like you said, you didn't have time, you couldn't respond. So all those things happens, and there is no structure way of doing it, right? So I have as a person, I have so many questions in my mind, but hardly some of them get answered. And when I go Google, I get more confused. When I use to Quora, I get so many people to answer my question, and I get more confused. So there is no single place where I to do. That was the idea. So I thought that there has to be a way of communication or way of presentation in the app itself. So that's the reason our app is in beta. Production is coming next month, in which basically people can onboard, and mentors are already getting onboarded. And I can give you that platform, like people like you who want to help others also to be part of that. So the platform gives you an opportunity for a person to ask a question in the chat box, which is and this question which he's asking will be private to him. So it is not that it will go to other person and they will see. So it is go to only mentors, and any of the mentors or multiple mentors can respond to your question. So whatever answer you are getting an answer from the expert only. There is no, not everybody is trying to become mentor there. So and then we, when we onboard mentors also, we do a screening and all, and some people are like you whom everybody knows, so they can straight away come as a platform. That is one way. Second is that if somebody want to talk and say after the chat conversation, he want to go and schedule a call with that mentor, he simply can schedule a call. There is a timeline booked it, there is calendar available. So you publish, suppose every week Saurabh Dayal is published 2 hours at particular time, or Sunday or Saturday. So that will be shown to them. They can book it and simply enter. You don't have to exchange the numbers. The call will automatically, MentorKart will place, and then from automatic platform will place the call and you can talk. Then on top of it, we thought that why should be only chat and this call. There should be a lot of content, like this live session is happening is part of that platform. There will be a lot of offline contents which are being built up for the entrepreneurs or other people to go learn out of it. A lot of government policies which are coming, they will also be part of that, so that you know the whole ecosystem how it is working. So it is a complete cart where you can get everything. And in fact, we are bringing some third party acquisitions also, in which a lot of data can come from the third party video. So it is one place where you can get everything, whether it's a mentor or content or blogs or news or videos form or audio form or even podcast. So that's the vision what we have, and trying to bring it on a subscription model. So we will announce it very soon on a production. Yeah, that's how it is.
All the best to
We're
you.
trying to
It's
organize the sector, as you
educational.
said, that this sector is unorganized, so we want to give the platform to everywhere, so everyone can come at one place and sector get organized. It is a different. I see this as an industry going forward, right? A vertical completely, that mentoring is a need of the hour, and our philosophy says that behind every successful person there is a mentor. There is a great mentor who has been helping everybody who gets success. He maybe have one mentor or a multiple mentors, that's a different thing, but somebody helping, and they are getting unrecognized. So with this platform, that will also give the recognition to them.
What about players like LinkedIn? Sorry, players like LinkedIn, they might want to explore this thing as well, mentorship and
Yeah, so
engagement.
LinkedIn has something which says, okay, this guy is into this profession, you want to take advice and all. उन्होंने कुछ करने की कोशिश की, but it is
Hmm.
not like, our focus is primarily mentoring. So
Right.
LinkedIn focus is not that. LinkedIn is more a professional network. So वहाँ पे तो बहुत सारा कुछ आएगा. But when we thought about mentor, we thought about mentoring as a core focused. So that's why everything will happen on that. So there is no comparison. LinkedIn more collaborate rather going forward, looks like.
Sure.
Right. So thank you, Saurabh. Thank you for coming over and sharing your time. And I'm sure you people will see on the platform, and you will find some time to be available for the people to formally to take your help. Thank you very much.
Sure, Ashish ji. Thanks a lot for the opportunity. And thanks to all the audience who viewed this. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. They are always supportive to us. Thank you.